We thank God for, personally, I want to appreciate those who have gone ahead of me. Deacon Abraham started on the Wednesday night, and Deacon Joshua Adagbe also preached on the Thursday. And Friday morning was Deacon Kuche. And in the night was our own pastor, Pastor Deacon Amua. How many of you were blessed? For me, I am blessed. I don't even know where to start from. It looks as if the speed in which they ministered there, I don't know which speed level I have to start with. Oh my God, let's celebrate them. Let's celebrate them. This church, indeed, we are blessed. We are so much blessed. And this morning I'm asking God to give me grace. Because my children are performing exceedingly. And I'm so much excited. And I watch on our social media, especially the Facebook. Friday morning was the one we were able to air. And if I look how it is trending, you have making impact. The message was so powerful. But my prayer is that it will not just be powerful for us to hear, but it will minister in our spirit, and we will see the evidence of Easter in our life. Easter convention. This year the theme is actually 3 points. And each one you decide to preach on is wow. The tomb is empty. He is raising. And he is alive. And I'm trusting God that this morning I will be able to deal with the stone that was rolled away. I want purposely to emphasize on the stone that was rolled. Because the stone that was rolled communicate a lot of message. I'm praying that God will help us to understand why God have to give us such an information. You see, if you look at the 4 Gospels, Matthew, Luke, Mark, and John, they all presented their testimony differently. Some of them choose not to mention the names of the women, but pick only Mary Magdalene. But when you come to Luke, you see Luke loved women so much. Is one of the writers of the New Testament who actually unveiled the ministry of women in the Bible. He emphasized so much the role that women play. So you cannot read Luke account and not see the woman's name be mentioned. And when you look at the story, you may think that the women were actually 3. But when you read other accounts, you know that they are not 3. So you may mention Mary and Mary Magdalene and the Mary of James. That's the mother of Jesus. Mary. Some of them they kept quiet and they say other women. But they were Joan was among. There were a lot of them who were part of them, but I don't know why they do not emphasize, because one of them played a particular role that in everywhere you see that her name was actually mentioned. And I was so glad when Deacon
Kuche actually brought to light this particular woman and because Jesus have already given them instruction that wherever the gospel will be preached, her name must be mentioned. So they were following orders. They have to make sure her name will actually come to play. It is my prayer that your name will never be forgotten in the records of this church. That every time the records of this church are being read, your name will pop up. They are saying that their names are already written in ink. And you cannot write the story of Lifegate without mentioning them. If men will not celebrate, to heaven will celebrate. Hallelujah. So let's look at Mark. I will be picking Matthew and some points I will look for others because others will give us clarity about that. So I'm reading from Mark 16, 1-9. He said, now when the Sabbath was past, Mary Magdalene and Mary the mother of James and Salome brought spices that they might come and anoint him. Second, verse 2. Very early in the morning, on the first day of the week, they came to the tomb when the sun has risen. And they said among themselves, who will roll away the stone from the door of the tomb for us? But when they looked up, they saw that the stone had been rolled away, for it was very large. Wow. I don't know why God is actually giving us emphasis on this particular story. You know, in their mind, like yesterday night, Deacon Pastor Amwa was also giving us detail and the tradition about burial of Israel, the Jewish people, how they take so much interest. For them, they don't celebrate birth, they celebrate death. So if they don't give you a befitting burial, it's like there's something wrong. So they thought it wise to go